Good morning, friends. I don't know how much sunrise we're going to see. There's Saharan dust on the horizon, which apparently makes for sort of blurry sunrises. But I guess we can have hope that the sun rises anyway, whether there's Saharan dust or anything else. But today we're talking about practices of peace. So we've talked about people and places and words of peace, and we also need practices that can help us be those people of peace. So some of the practices I think that are super useful are the ones that help sort of the left brain, that logical, functional, high-functioning brain get a little quieter, so that right brain that's about colors and art and music and peace and connection can be heard a little better. So for some folks, that's meditation practices, which can look very different, right? Can be sitting in the stillness, can be like Jesus did, going up the mountain to pray. Could be sitting on the beach and looking at the waves. Could be journaling. Could be a guided meditation, but just something that allows that part of you that's often so loud to get quiet, and that part of you that's quiet to get a little louder. Practicing yoga for some folks, getting in touch with the breath. It could be just simply some deep breathing. For some folks, it's practices of worship, tuning into their higher power, God, divine. And some folks, that happens in like a church type setting. But there are folks who can sort of forest bathe or find other places, or all of the above. You don't have to choose just one. What I think is important is that you find that thing, that practice that you feel in your heart, in your soul, in your right brain for the scientific types. It gives you that sense of connected peacefulness, and then you practice it. It's not just a one-time thing. It's a thing you can commit to. If you want to fuel the peace within you, then you have to practice. It's not something we can get perfect. When I teach yoga, I talk about it's a yoga practice, not a yoga perfect. So we have to practice it. We have to find those things that speak to the deepest parts of ourselves, and we have to practice it again and again and again. So I guess that's kind of the challenge this week for you, if you need one, is to identify what are those things, and then really commit to it. Put it on your calendar, or wake up 15 minutes early, whatever you need to do, and go easy on yourself with it, right? It doesn't stay a practice of peace if you beat yourself up over it. It has to also feel peaceful. So give yourself an opportunity, but hold it loose and be gentle. And create some space in your life to cultivate peace, to practice it, to do the practices that help you feel peace. And in doing so, you'll have more of it within you. It can then help fuel you to be a person of peace, to have those words of peace we've talked about, to spend time in those places of peace. And the world will tell you that it's not productive, that it's wasteful, that it's not useful. There's not good KPIs and metrics for practices of peace. And there's just how it lands on you. And my hope is that maybe just today, try just today, engage a practice of peace. And then, maybe see if you can consider doing it again tomorrow, maybe the next day too. And pretty soon we have reflexes, muscles, regular practices of peace that help us be the kind of people the world needs. May you find your practices of peace, whether you find them in scriptures or yoga or the beach or journaling or meditation, wherever you find your practices of peace, may you find them. May they find you. May you make space for them in your life. Grace and peace, friends.